morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching or listening to this, and welcome to another episode of the Non-Identity Podcast. Now, this week we're joined by a poet who successfully wrote 2 poetry books. It's Waterfall Adams. Hi, Waterfall, welcome to the show.
Oh, fine, and you?
Very well, thank you. Before we get into your poetry and stuff, can you just explain to people who you are, where you grew up and stuff?
Well, my pen and stage name is Waterfall Adams. I was born in Paducah, Kentucky, raised in Mobile, Alabama. I have a degree, associate's degree from Bishop State Community College, and I have a bachelor's in art history with a minor in dramatic arts from University of South Alabama. As the host explained, I self-published 2 poetry books. These are paperback versions. There's also ebook versions. They're available on Amazon and other outlets. If they're not on there, I'll try to get them on there. And also, I'm trying to get the audiobook versions together.
We get into the poetry itself. What made you decide to take that educational route that you did and get all those degrees and bachelors and stuff?
Well, in high school, I took like the ACT. It's like a college entrance exam. My score was kind of like too low to like for applying to like the traditional 4-year universities, and I thought community college was a great option, so why not? And after I graduated from there, I transferred my career to University of South Alabama, which is a 4-year institution. I'm surprised I got in there in spite of all the things I went through, I took 5 classes my first semester there. I couldn't handle it, and I ended up on academic probation. I took 4 classes and didn't end up on academic probation, even though it came close. Well, another semester. After that semester, I changed my major, and also it get stressful at times. Like, you have a hard time with that class, and I was like, "Just a passing grade, Jesus." That's how it be sometimes, and also stressful when you have more than one research paper to do. Meditation and yoga, it helps. Uh,
What made you get into poetry?
well, some of the I did love poetry. Some of the poetry in the books that I had done spoken word like performed the poems before. Some I performed when I was in the South. One of them was on like a program for like a creative arts event at South called Arts Inspired Road to Creation. And also I performed some of the poetry and talent shows. I may not have won those talent shows, but I didn't get booked.
Before you start performing in that, did you have much stage fright?
No.
How do you conquer that fight to be able to get on and perform?
Prayer and taking deep breaths. And you have the confidence that you practice before you got on there.
What inspires your poetry?
Uh, Everyday life and what's going on in the world, and different topics. Well, if you want me to perform, say a poem, uh, I'm giving host choice. Which one do you want me to perform, recite one from?
Electric Mind of V.
Yes, I will go with the Eclectic Mind of V by yours truly, Waterfall Adams. All right, let me pick something. Okay, well, this is the poem that I just told you about that was featured on that program from that event. It's called Art Is, a word that is described as fine as wine, yet hard to define. A word that lets you go anywhere you want to in your imagination. A word that lets you know that anything is possible and allows you to dream. A word that lets you break all rules, molds, conformities, and conventions. Do whatever it is you want to do. Take something someone else already did or whatever inspires you and make it yours, like a cover to a song. It is where you're the one in control. I am talking. What I am talking about is The art you eat, the art you wear, the art you read, the art you hear, the art that you move to and moves you, the art you laugh at, the art you see and watch, the art you go to and live in. That is what art means to me. Thank you.
How do you structure a poem when you've got an idea? Is it a bit like write a story where you get a beginning, a middle, and an end?
In a way, like get an idea and it just goes from there.
And how long does it take you to produce a poem?
Produce a poem. Yeah, sometimes a long period of time. Sometimes the poem could have like missing pieces, like what I could add in there.
And is there any messages you sort of put into your poetry that you want to send out to people?
But it usually depends on the poem. Sometimes it's a different poem, different message.
And do you find writing poetry helps you support what's going on in your life at the time you're deciding to write the poetry?
Yeah, well, one of the things that our dogs do want to do, like I mentioned before, write a book. It's also like one of the things I could do with my degree is be a writer. And it took some years to like get it all together. Like for example, like what style of publishing I want to do. There's traditional publishing. Sometimes they can be, they can be highly selective. Self-publishing, where I have like more control of how my literary works are published. Hybrid is more like a traditional and like mixture, like traditional and the oh yeah the self oh yeah the self-publishing indie publishing, heard that one as well. Had to do a lot of research and the agitation, how to go about this, and the marketing and publishing of my book, which I haven't received help from First Digital Marketing Agency.
What was the biggest struggle? Was it the marketing side of things?
Like in market, trying to boost things, like like certain venues. I want to do like book readings, book signings, perform my poetry. Is just got to call the venue and ask if they charge venue fees because some of them do, and also come up with the money to like rent out those venues and guess order more copies of my offer copies of my books in hand. Bring my own payment method. A lot of things. It is not only writing is an art, it's also a business and an entrepreneurial venture.
As you said, because you're an entrepreneur, what advice would you give to people who's looking to become their own entrepreneurs?
Give credit where it's due, or they sue and do your research because there are scams out there that they have not only been around since the beginning of time, but also have been ones we have not heard of yet, and it's going at an accelerated pace.
What's your plans for the rest of the year? Are you looking to produce more books, do more live events?
Yeah, I plan on doing that. I'm also working on my third book. It's it's called Make Money While Sitting on Your A. United States of America dollar sign. It's a non-poetic book, and I'm also doing research for like more books because there is a different genres, and some genres can require in-depth research.
Write a poetry book. Is there a set amount of poems to a book, or is it just this is a group of poems I've got and this is what I want to collaborate into one book?
Well, it depends on what I want to be the book, like the book about. Yeah, here's a selection of poems, and they're about different topics, not just one topic. Like for example, like this one has less pages, or this, however, has like more pages.
What style do you enjoy writing the most? Like, so to listen to, I really like rhyme poems. So, what style do you like the most to write?
I like free verse because it goes against like conventional poetry you expect from conventional poetry, and I do like haikus. It's a Japanese form of poetry that has 7 syllables.
Have you found people because in the UK poetry sort of there was a stage where it went popular and it sort of died down a bit. Do you find people supportive of the work you're doing, or do you find when you tell people you're a poet that you're looked upon a bit differently?
Well, some people say get a real job. What I do is a real job, and also poetry's not dead because if it wasn't for poetry, we wouldn't have hip hop or rap, and also the poets who write poems of like their own experience and the times they live in.
Are you okay to actually give us another poem from the other book? I'd like to hear something from the other book, if that's okay.
Okay, let's see. It's called "I Do Not Know, but I Do Know." I don't know about the salty peppers, but I do know about the three elements that make up earth, wind, and fire. I never knew about the quarrymen, but I do know about the Beatles. I don't know about thinking nature, but I do know about the T, the L, and the C. I don't know who Samuel Clemens was, but I do know about Mark Twain. I haven't heard of Kenneth Bryan Edmonds, but I love to listen to Babyface. I never heard of Stevland Hardaway Morris, but I revel in the wonder that is Stevie. I never watched Whoop Ass Stew as a kid, but I did like the Powerpuff Girls. I haven't heard of Eric Bishop, but I do know about Jordan Fox. There are so many Veronica Adamses in the world, but you're going to know about Waterfall Adams. Thank you.
If people want to reach out to you and find out more, other than the links to your books, where can they find you?
I am on Facebook, X, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Reddit, and YouTube.
Thank you so much for your time. Before we go, we've just got one last question, and this is a question we ask every guest. If you could be remembered for one word and one word only, what would it be and why?
Unique because I am not like everybody else, and I refuse to be put in a box or try to and trying to be like somebody square peg in a round hole.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your time this evening. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you.
You're welcome.